Peering into the future, what's in store for the sales profession in 2015? All this and more as we break it down in layman's terms for Barb Giamanco and the social-centered selling moment of the day. Peering into the future, what's in store for the profession of sales in 2015? Now, Barb Giamanco wrote a great blog post for Top Sales World in the first edition this year, and we'll bring Barb out here shortly as the voice of reason. But I'm going to lay it out to you in layman's terms quickly. The term social selling, it's been kicked around a lot, especially last year, and I think this year in 2015, we'll get a separation from the pretenders and the contenders. Leveraging social as part of the sales process is not a quick fix when it comes to selling. It's not a shortcut. But I think there'll be more of an emphasis on social when it comes to buyer engagement and leveraging tools more than just simple LinkedIn training. There'll be more focus on the concept of social when it comes to selling. Now, Agile Learning. Barb and I did a full-blown video series on the topic of sales development training, personal development training when it comes to sales. Let's face it, it's competitive out there when it comes to sales, and your customers know more information than ever due to social networking sites and speaking with their peers. You've got to be up on your game as a salesperson. You have to be a subject matter expert, an industry expert, but you have to be a sales expert. Vesting time in your own personal development, that's key. I encourage you to watch that video for more information. Now, the customer experience and measuring the customer experience, I think will be more so in 2015 as well. Let's face it, it's not about activities and prospects and pipelines. It's about closing results and measuring the outcomes. Now, when it comes to established customers and repeat business, I think there'll be more of an emphasis on that as well. Leveraging your customers as brand advocates, as future brand ambassadors when it comes to sales. It's easier for a repeat customer to sell for you. I think there'll be more of an emphasis on that. Now, don't get it twisted. New business development, establishing new accounts, that's paramount when it comes to business today. But really honing in on the customer experience and leveraging your customers as advocates, I think will be a big shift in 2015. Last but not least, I would love to see the concept of smarketing work. Getting sales and marketing on the same page for the common good and goal of revenue attention and doing right by the customer. Now, enough about what I have to think. Let's bring Barb out here as the voice of reason. Barb, shed some light on the topic of 2015 and the profession of sales.
Well, Doug, as usual, you did a great job of summarizing my recent article, Peering into the Future. And I'm very excited for what's going to happen in 2015. And kicking off a new year, I couldn't help but share my predictions for what's going to happen. With respect to social selling, I think people will finally come to accept that it's just part of selling, using social channels to prospect, network, and build referrals, just another avenue for us to reach prospective buyers. But you also need to be able to have great sales consultative skills, and if you don't have that, all that activity in social channels didn't matter. When it comes to learning, the most successful salespeople and those salespeople who actually earn more are those who are constantly investing themselves. So while I predict that organizations will invest more in ongoing training throughout the year for their salespeople, I also believe it's important for each of us as sales professionals to constantly invest in ourselves. So let's talk about customer experience. I think that's going to get a lot more play in 2015, as well it should. A CEI survey actually uncovered that buyers, 86% of them by the way, said they'll pay more for a great customer experience. However, only 1% think vendors actually measure up to their expectations. Ouch. I also believe that this is the year that companies will recognize that chasing new business is part of what you need to do, and you can't neglect current customers. As a matter of fact, in a recent post by Jonathan Farrington of Top Sales World, he noted that some 80% of companies ignore their current customers to chase the new business. Doesn't make sense. When you already have a great relationship with customers who like what you offer, that is a breeding ground for new sales opportunities. Go work them. Finally, in summary, I think this is going to be the year that the stakes for salespeople are going to be even higher. Buyers have absolutely raised the bar, so sales leaders need to make sure that their teams are prepared to respond to these elevated expectations. So, if you'd like to read the rest of what I have to say about what's going to happen in sales in 2015, please go to LinkedIn. You'll find me at Barbara Giamanco and read the rest of the post. Thanks so much, and back to you, Doug.
And there you have it, Barb Giamanco, the voice of reason. Remember to connect, collaborate, and close. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I hope you enjoyed today's social-centered selling moment of the day. And if you've got a topic you would like us to discuss, please connect with us socially. Thank you.